Newsline. Ilo, Gimaras Antique Aklan Capiz Ciudad sang Bacolod kag Negros Occidental ilabi na sa sagwa sang pungsod. Ang ining nga programa magadala sa mga balita, impormasyon kag magasipad-sipad sa mga issues nga mangin patas ang presentasyon sa tanan kag mabatian sa Facebook page kag YouTube channel sang Iloilo Newsline. Ang Iloilo Night Watch mangin mata kag dulunggan sa mga listeners kag mga viewers kag ining mabatian halin las 8:30 sang gabi tubtob las 10 sang gabi.
Oras sa Pilipinas, 49 minutos na nakaligad sa alas 8. Mayong gabi, Banwa, mayong gabi sa atong mga listeners kag mga viewers. Kumusta na kamo tanan ng mga ka-newsline? Nagapamati na kamo sa atong pagwaragwag. Diri sa Iloilo Newsline, mabatian kita sa Gimaras Newsline. Kag mabatian man kita sa YouTube channel sang Iloilo Newsline. Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, syudad kag probinsya sang Iloilo, Antique Aklan Capiz Negros Occidental Bacolod kag Gimaras. Mayad-ayad nga gabi sa inyo nga tanan. Paliog standby. May mga issues kita nga aton dapat nga paghahambalan sa subong nga gabi sa atong nga pagpangalagad sa Iloilo Night Watch. Pero unahon naton check na yung atong nga local pag-asa. Ibalontang sitwasyon sa ang panahon.
Iloilo Newsline Weather Update.
Engineer Oli Cuenca, mayong gabi, si Newsline Johnny Diaz.
Yes, sir. Kagsaton man nga mga tagpalamati ang naton latest weather update sa subong adlaw, May 31, year 2023. Sa karon no, ang ginamonitor naton nga si Typhoon Betty ang iyang sentro sang bata uli naton na siklatan base sa tanan nga available data. Mayara sa kalayoon nga 410 kilometers sa east-northeast of Itbayat, Batanes. Sa gyapon may maximum sustained wind ini siyang 120 kilometers per hour malapit sa sentro, kagastanes nga up to 150 kilometers per hour. Nagahulag ini siya northward sa kadisigon nga 15 kilometers per hour. Kung hindi magbago ang iyang track kag ang iyang kadasigon, possible ini siya magwa sa aton nga Philippine Area of Responsibility buwas sa hapon or sa gabi. Samtang ang southwest monsoon or habagat ang nag-epekto sa central and southern Luzon, Visayas kag Mindanao. Dani ang western Visayas lauman sa gyapon naton ang magalumon ng kalangitan kag may mga scattered nga mga pagulan-ulan, pagpangilat kag pagpanaguob. Kasara mabaskugaton hangin gikan nabagat na nakatungdan kag magagadala ini sa mabalod yung mga pagbalod sa aton kadagatan. Aton forecast range of temperature yara kita sa 26 to 31 degrees Celsius. Aton adlaw nagtunod nila sa East 9 kag mga butlak kini siya alas 5:26 buwas sa aga. Tagaman naton latest weather update ulin di sa Iloilo Pag-asa, Oli Cuenca.
Abot tambalon, Engineer Cuenca, nga magagwa siya buwas sa hapon o kung sa gabi, mainit na sa aton diriya sa Western Visayas.
Well, sa gyapon sir, lauman sa gyapon naton ang magalumon ang panyempon naton sir no, pero expectar lang naton samtang nagapalayo ining si Typhoon Betty mag-improve naman ang aton weather condition.
Okay. So, buwas, kung maglayas na siya, posible Biyernes, mayo na aton tsimpo.
Yes sir, may posibilidad din na sir no, apang nakadepende abi na sa kakusugon pagid ni Typhoon Betty no, kung makusog pagid din siya by Friday possible nga makabutong pa ini siya sa habagat no, pero based man sa aton nga monitoring sa karon no, based sa present naton nga initial run sa aton models, ginapakita ini nga may posibilidad nga maghina pagid din si Betty no, so alaw man naton nga may posibilidad sir by Friday or weekend no, possible naman nga improving ang aton nga weather condition na pang sa gyapon mag-aligmat lang sa gyapon no, kay may mga scatter sa gyapon gitang mga pagulan-ulan nga posible na experiencehan.
Okay. Engineer Oli Cuenca, sir, madamo nga salamat kag mayong gabi.
Yes sir, thank you kag mayong gabi man.
Iloilo Newsline Weather Update.
Madamo nga salamat sa atong local pag-asa kag ginadulong sa inyo sa Pinangsa Flower Shop. Pinangsa Flower Shop na hamtang sa Isnal City proper sa kilid sa Los Filipinos Bakery. Madamo sa mga bulak to ba? May naginabot pang mga bulak kalin sa Cebu kag Bagyo. Bisan pa nagabagyo pero nagaabot ang bulak ni Cyril Tacosalme. Upod sa iya asawa na mga babakas kag kay Nunoy daw. Mabakas nga dan magpangita sa bulak kag magatinder sa ilang nga mga customers. So kung gusto nyo mag-order, aring ilang numbers 0920-825-6483 0920-825-6483 kag 0916-786-8896 0916-786-8896 Pinangs Flower Shop. Kagbasi magpaluto mo bla pakiter ka mo kadtuin nyo lang pwesto ni Jima Tupa sa Cruising Patio Dueñas Iloilo. Pangitaan nyo pwesto ni Jimada kagama istoryahan nyo kung saan ka mo mapakiter basta na advance ka mo para makapangumpra sila. Ha? Minabisitahin nyo lang na palihog sa Cruising Patio Dueñas Iloilo. 54 minutos na nakaligad sa alas 8 ipabatita sa inyo ang payag ni DOJ, Department of Justice Secretary Jesus Crispin Remulla may kangtanan nini sa suspect sa pagpatay kay Negros Oriental Governor Roel Digamo. Ano na ang nadangtan sa recantation sa mga suspects, partikularmente ang nagtudlo bla sa kay Mr. Marvin Miranda nga mo kuno ang middleman kag amo ini ang nagpang-recruit kun nga patyon si Negros Oriental Governor Roel Digamo. Ato nini pasiplatan dugay-dugay samtang ang mga estudyante nga patubas nga ginapapasar lamla pasang awa. Amo kuno niya nagaresulta sa pigado nga nahibuluan sa isa ka estudyante. Pigadong outcome, no? Poor learning outcome. Amo ini ang payag sa nga mga nagatuon, nagahimo, no, sang ilang thesis, sang ila sini nga mga pagtuon kon ano na ang nadangtan sa pagtudlo sang aton nga mga educator. So i-check man naton ini karon kay kun pila ka porsyento ang mga ginapapasar, pasang awa lang nga nagaresult sa ulihi nga pigado man sa gyapon ang patubas. Sa dugang pangabalita, kampanya kontra sa illegal nga droga, amo ginasintruan sa aton nga mga pulis para makabawi sa nga ilang nga imahen, mabatak-batak ang ilang nga imahen kay namusingan sang ilaman mismo nga mga officials dito sa National Capital Region kag sa Campo Crame. Matapos nga na-recover ang 1.032 nga tonelada sa nga shabu. No, kag diri na dalahig ang pangalan ni Sergeant Rodolfo Mayo nga ginpangtudlo man ng iba niya nga mga kaupdanan. Magluwas sina sa mga na-recover nga 900 kilos, no, sa nga droga, sang illegal drugs. Diri man nagatinudloan na yung mga pulis nga sa assign sa PIDIG, no, sa Drug Enforcement Group nga sila malanggali ang naga-recycle suno kagabi sa kay Senator Ronald Bato de la Rosa kay ginpatawag yang mga pulis nga ginpasunin naga-recycle sang illegal drugs. Hamakon mo mga pilato ka kilos na 32, 40 kilos to. Hamakon mo na nga ginpalapaw nila, ginpalikaw nila, ngay tuyo nila i-recycle, tuyo nila kwartahon. Ambot lang kung sino to ang nakontempt. Kaya daw ang mga pulis tulisan gid, no? May mga tulisan gid, may mga utok gid yang utok balingon, no? Nga higkuan ng nila ang imahin sang Philippine National Police, ginadalahig lang nilang ilang nga mga kubdanan, no? Nga nagsululod pa ni sa pagka-pulis nga mabaligya malanggali sang illegal drug. Ay check man naton ini karon ang dugang nga mga impormasyon. 58 minutos na nakaligad sa alas 8, Maharlika Investment Fund aprobado na sa Senado. So may ara na nga counterpart ang Kongreso, no? Kagining Maharlika Investment Fund diri makuha ko no para sa mga project sa administration ni President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos kag ihatag ini kun i-finance sa iban nga mga pigado, no, kung nagakinahanglan gid sang bulig kag ang bag-o nga teknolohiya sa pagpanguma. Gina-encourage sa mga pumuloyo ang mga mangunguma, gina-encourage ni sang aton nga presidente nga magtuon sang bag-o nga teknolohiya. 59 minutos na nakaligad sa alas 8. Ginadulong sa inyo sang Vitron Animal Clinic. Ang Vitron Animal Clinic na hamtang sa Barangay San Miguel, Hordan, Guimaras. Kaginapanagyan ni Doc Ronnie Galia, rehistrado nga veterinarian, mahapos palapitan. Standby. Kaya aton ini-check dugay-dugay ang mga kundan sa aton nga mga impormasyon. Ara na, Noy? Okay na? Una-una naton check ang sa development sa pagpatay sa kay Negros Oriental Governor Roel Digamo. Anong nadangtan na sa recantation sa ang mga suspect samtang ara sila nagapabilin sa custody sa National Bureau of Investigation. Yari si DOJ Secretary Jesus Crispin Rimulya.
Just a sec.
The petition,
This is a
which is which shows that it probably was made in bad faith. Because if it was made in good faith, a lawyer will attach a signature all the time. But he did not attach a signature to the petition for habeas corpus. Number one. Number two, the petition was filed out of time because the family of Rivero had already left the witness protection program voluntarily, as evidenced by their letters showing that they are thanking the WPP and seeking admission to the WPP. They were seeking admission to the witness protection program, and then now, after they left, they were thanking the witness protection program. And to tell, the reason why the family refused to see Mr. Rivero is that the wife doesn't want to have anything to do with him because she feels ashamed of what happened in Pamplona. So way of looking at it, and well, at this point we have these things that I've already stated. No, the lawyer did not sign the petition in spite of the fact that obviously it was prepared by a lawyer, and that they're the ones who are saying in the press releases that there was going to be a petition for habeas corpus. But it was only Rivero who signed it, which of course is suspicious in itself. So now you can see that the spin doctors are at work, and that's a lot of money going around from the side of Mr. Teves. By the way, Mr. Teves, for another story that you may wish to know, is still in Timor-Leste. He's about to leave Timor-Leste because his visa was extended due to the petition filed before the Supreme Court of Timor-Leste asking for the asylum, for it to be reconsidered properly. But he came to Timor-Leste via private jet coming from Singapore. And he has a party of 13 people with him. 13 sila magkakasama, kasama ng kanyang asawa, at yung ibang cohorts niya, no? One of the cohorts that we are investigating is with him by the name of Eric Galiaga. He is under investigation, and he's accompanying Mr. Teves in Timor-Leste. And he's suspected to play a very big role in the terrorist organization that they are running.
Sir, comment lang po. Although naman nasagot nyo naman po yung iba kanina about
torture na binabanggit po ng abogado ng depensa, ano? Comment lang po doon sa kanila motion to quash na nagkaroon daw po ng illegal arrest doon po sa mga akusado, sir.
That's for the court. I will not answer that, defend or explain anything. I don't have anything to explain. Everything is presumed to have happened regularly, and that's for the court to appreciate. Hot pursuit is hot pursuit. From day one, we were looking for Mr. Rivero, and he was caught on March 31. From March 4 to March 31, the government was expending resources to look for him because we knew that he was already the main player there of Mr. Teves. Yun talaga. So, I don't have to explain anything there.
So meaning to say, the part of the government, there was no illegal arrest.
No illegal arrest. Why should there be? It's the government has resources to look for suspects, and it has the means to look for suspects. And we use the resources of government to look for these suspects. And it took a lot of man hours, a lot of toil, sweat, hard, sleepless nights on the part of the pursuing parties, pursuing Mr. Rivero before he was caught.
So sir, sinasabi nyo na, if na-figure out nyo na bago mahuli si Miranda, nasabihan na siya kung paano gagawin niya para makapag-recant lahat ng suspect, kung paano niya
Hindi. When Miranda was arrested, when he got contact with the suspects, that's when everything started. Nasabihan niya lahat ngayon, mag-recant na tayo, o ganito gagawin ko, ito, abogado natin. Ganyan. He's a director up to now.
Pero sir, sino nag-instruct kay Miranda na ganun ang gawin niya?
Well, Orseos, the lawyer who appeared in the beginning, that was not known even to Miranda, but only admitted by Miranda after 2 days, when it was clarified to him that there was an order for him to lawyer up with Orseo, the former undersecretary of the DOJ, unfortunately.
Bakit hindi po naisama dito si Congressman Teves sa na-file na kaso ngayon?
Ganun yan eh. Hindi pwede dyan damay-damay. Dapat dyan may specific allegations ka sa bawat suspect. You do not put somebody in a group of people to be charged just because he was there. You have to specify allegations against him.
So, ipapile na kaso ng DOJ.
Siyempre kasi ano siya eh, mastermind siya eh. So iba yung action ng mastermind, iba yung action ng mga nag-execute mismo ng command.
So sir, ngayon po, 10 na yung nag-recant, hindi 11 suspects and your...
I don't know. Buti pa kayo, alam nyo eh. Kasi isang recantation lang nakikita namin so far, so we do not even know that, no? So somebody's orchestrating it. May spin doctors talaga. Meron talagang gumagamit na resources para sirain ang ano ng gobyerno, ang storya ng gobyerno. Tandaan nyo rito, no? We are here for the Filipino people. We're not here for any rich private individual. Ang kakampi namin dito yung masang Pilipino. Hindi namin kakampi rito yung abusadong may poder na umabuso at nagpapatay ng tao. Ang kakampi namin dito yung masang Pilipino. We are for the Filipino people here. We are not on trial here. The one on trial are those who committed the crime of killing 10 people and injuring 17 others.
Sir, magpapahina daw ng kaso kung recantation itong 10?
Well, they like to spin their stories in media. Why don't they bring it to court? Because sabi ko nga sa'yo, perjury was committed already. Parang baliwala ba sa inyo ang perjury? When people lie to the court, is it nothing to you? Kasi parang it doesn't mean anything to you. For your information, perjury is a major crime that is committed when one issues sworn statements that is far from the truth. So do not take perjury lightly. When people start lying, there is something wrong with these people.
Sir, yung nagkakanta yung 10, may alas pa ba tayong hawak na parang lamang nila?
Hindi lang naman testimonial eh. Marami tayong evidence na iba eh. May independent physical evidence tayo eh. May independent physical evidence, may circumstantial evidence. Marami tayong ibang ebidensya, hindi lang naman to.
Sir, how about witnesses? Sir, ano yung...
Meron pa rin kaming testigo. In fact, in the anti-terror case that we have developed, more than 50 people have come out to witness the terrorism that they experienced.
Sir, masasabi pa rin po bang malakas pa rin ang kaso?
Oh yeah.
ng
Of course. Because We will be presenting this in court later on. It is for the court to look at the behavior of these witnesses. Tandaan natin yung mga taong umiiyak na torture, mga taong sinasabi na pinahirapan sila, these are professionals. Nakita nyo ba yung videotape kung paano sila pumatay? Ano tingin nyo ng video game? Sa dulo ng baril na yon, yung baril lumipad, may pinatay yun. Baka nakakalimutan nyo. May pinatay yung mga balang yun. Baka akala nyo, video lang yan. Hindi yan video. Patayan nyo, nakita nyo ron. Baka naman nagiging manhid na tayo. Di ba? Sa dulo ng baril na hinawakan nila, these are killers professionals. May pinatay sila ron. Nung lumilipad yung balang yun, may tinatamaan yun. Baka nakakalimutan nyo. It's your duty to report.
Sir, pwede po natin measure kung ano yung mga physical and forensic evidence na
Well, that's for the... Alam mo yan, we will not make the case here for you. We are here to clarify certain points. And that recantations will not defeat the case of the government. The government is doing this for the Filipino people, not for a rich individual who, of course, is a gambling lord. Easy money. Daling gumastos ng pera. Pera-pera na lang ba tayo o meron tayong gobyernong maayos? Siguro naman may gobyerno tayong maayos.
Sir, to support yung claim na may conspiracy for all of the witnesses or some of the witnesses to repent, paano po kayo nag-usap-usap yung mga witnesses na yun ay yung mga suspects sa NBI?
Magkakasama sila ron They're all there. They're all together. We did not even separate them. Wala kaming ginawa para hiwalay-hiwalayin sila. Fair yun. We treated them fairly. They were treated fairly there.
They're in the same cell, sir? Or
They had contact with each other for sure. Kumakain magkakasama yan. They were mixed around with each other.
Sir, ang sabi
Unfortunately, we're not like the movies where we can put people in separate cells for special hearings. No. We don't have that facility. We do not have that luxury in our country. Hindi tayo sili dito. Totoong buhay ito. Halo-halo po ang mga prisoners natin.
Secretary, yung pagiging gambling lord, Congressman Ted, wala ba siyang lahat?
Nagapamati ka mo kay DOJ Secretary Jesus
That's a spin,
Crispin
pero
Remulla sa press ko.
That's not the problem here. The gambling is part of it only, but it's not a motive here. The motive here is really killing people. The crime that we're looking for here is the killing of the people. Gambling is important only because of the resources that they have to expend, that they have to be able to spend on all of these spin masters, spin doctors, and spin lawyers.
Sir, ewan ko lang kung may kinalaman pa rin ito doon sa kaso ng Digamo. Yung pagkamatay ni Governor Reyes ngayon, ano yung maaaring maging epekto nito? May epekto ba ito doon sa kaso?
Well, ano yan ang storya kasi ng Negros Oriental, mahiwaga yan Ganon din naging governor si Governor Digamo. Tandaan nyo, ang governor dati ng Negros, si Governor Macias. Namatay si Governor Macias a few days after elections. Ang pumalit sa kanya, si Governor Perdices. Nung namatay si Governor Perdices naman, may sakit din, pumalit si Digamo. So, ganun talaga nangyari istorya sa kanila. Si Digamo started from board member bago siya naging governor. Ngayon naman, ang nangyari naman dito, namatay si Governor Digamo, pinatay si Governor Digamo, pumalit si Governor Reyes, namatay. Ngayon, first board member, kagaya ni Governor Digamo, ang pumalit. Si board member sa Garbaria will be sworn into office very soon. If not yet, sworn into office.
And what political affiliation nung...
I have no idea, but probably in the NPC. He's the brother of Congressman Chiquiting sa Garbaria.
Sir, clarify lang yung dun sa part dun sa Timor-Leste, hindi naging malinaw lang. So, nag-extend yung visa and there was something...
Justice Secretary Jesus Crispin Remulla talking about the suspects in the Digamo murder who recanted their testimony.
Nabatian si Secretary Jesus Crispin Remulla. Subong nga tuig duwagid ilisa ng gobernador, si Digamo, si Reyes, bago naman subong na wagtang naman tong isa nga nagbulos sa kay Governor Digamo. Kay may masakit, suno kay Secretary Crispin Remulla. Di way pa kuno makasumpa to. So ang update natin, sa pagpatay kay Governor Roel Digamo, may mga witnesses nga makapin down kuno sa kay Marvin Miranda nga mong ginpasuni nga siya ang middleman kag makatudlo sa mastermind. So ang ginahimo sa Department of Justice, ginapabaskog nila kuno ang ilang mga ebidensya para kung makalabot na sa korte ang kaso, mapag-un ang ilang depensa. May mga ginpangtadlong nga mga informasyon si Secretary Remulla kay may nagagwa nga mga haka-haka mo kay bani nga da mahilig man sa marites. Partikularmente ni ang statement ni Divero tubla, no? Nga natuyo nga mag-recant siya. May mga aligasyon. So why mabalaan kung ano nagtulod siya nga mag-recant siya nga bawiun niya ang unang statement niya. Yung una itong statement, sumpaan niya naman to. May ara naman ikadwa, diba si may guana da sa kaso nga forgery. Unas tanan, sumpaan mo na itong una mong statement, pitik sintas, gulpi lang, maliso ang imo nga testimonya. Sa atong mga kauturan sa mga bisita kag tuyo nga magbiakadto sa syudad, ang Wilson City Government ara sa Iloilo Newsline makitaan man sa Gimaras Newsline. Ara man sa YouTube channel, no, tanawan nyo lang palihog kag kung may mga informasyon kamo da, palihog lang palabot diri pa shoutout sa Iloilo Newsline. Palihog man like, share and follow sa Facebook page sang Gimaras Newsline kag sa isa pag ka-platform Iloilo Newsline. Sa aton man listeners sa syudad sang Iloilo, hindi ko mo magkalipat kung mayara dira nga mga naga-jumper, i-report nyo sigida sa More Power. So that's why More Power Iloilo, bringing more to life.
When we first arrived, we said we'd be more. And we were. We said we'd give you more. And we did. We even sourced 100% of our electricity from renewable energy, all while having the lowest rates in the country. But wait, no, that's not enough. This year, we're going to do more. But what does do more mean? It means more upgrades. More trees, more mangroves, more fingerlings, more crops, and more fruits. More of her, more of him, more of you, more of us, more of her, him, you, and us, making this world a better place for them. More power is going to do more, because with more power comes great sustainability.
Health complex. A health complex will rise complete with hospital, quarantine, isolation and dormitory facilities, and molecular laboratory, all in one location at Barangay San Pedro Molo. The 104-bed Level 2 hospital will have an intensive care unit and specialist doctors per DOH standards. Molecular laboratory. There's an urgent need for faster releasing of RT-PCR results to effectively and efficiently manage confirmed cases. With that, we converted the ALS building into a temporary COVID-19 molecular laboratory, hiring 34 medical technologists. Later on, the machines can be calibrated to test dengue and HIV. Contact tracing. We already trained 120 persons as contact tracers. The City Epidemiology and Surveillance Unit of the City Health Office is conducting aggressive contact tracing to locate all close contacts and manage confirmed cases efficiently and effectively. Patient transport. 6 ambulance units and 1 minibus are being used by the Iloilo City Emergency Response of the City Disaster Risk Reduction Management Office in transporting positive patients to healthcare or quarantine facilities. Modular Hospital. Iloilo City government and partners have started preparing additional beds for COVID-19 patients. This temporary hospital seeks to address the high health care utilization rate, considering the city-based facilities also catered to patients from 5 neighboring provinces in Panay Island. A 66-bed modular hospital, which is a 3-unit 22-bed per unit, will be built nearby Suoc quarantine facility. An additional 32 isolation beds will also be built in front of the existing one, also in Suoc. The isolation and quarantine facilities shall form part of the proposed hospital in collaboration with the Department of Health. Quarantine facilities. St. Therese Hospital, which has been non-operational for quite some time, has been lent for free and has been serving as a quarantine facility. This move is in preparation for possible increase in infections, which may be caused by the more contagious Delta variant. Iloilo City has put in place a total of 1,500 isolation beds, including close to 1,000 in government-run facilities and at least 500 private beds in various partner hotels in case of COVID-19 surge. These will cater to mild and moderate cases to give the already overwhelmed hospitals a breathing room. City-run facilities have provided lunch and dinner meals, medicines, vitamins, hygiene kits, and medical checkups. City Vax Teams. The city's vaccination teams include City Health Office doctors, nurses, vaccinators, health workers, site managers, Liga ng mga barangay, IT, PSTMO and PNP personnel, volunteers, and logistics team from the General Services Office. They target at least 10,000 vaccinations a day in the 5 identified mega sites: SM City, Robinson's Haro, Mega World Transport Hub, Central Philippine University, and Ateneo de Iloilo. They also conduct community-based vaccination in barangays identified as having low vaccination turnout. We have 28 medical officers or doctors, vaccinators composed of 51 nurses and 13 midwives, 16 nursing aides, 13 dentists, 303 assistants composed of BSPOs, health workers, health center staffs, and etc. Disinfection. City Health Office Sanitation Division disinfects city government offices that are locked down following confirmed cases, as well as national government agencies and establishments that request assistance. Volunteer fire brigades and Bureau of Fire Protection also help in disinfection. The threat of this pandemic has pushed the Iloilo City government to double its efforts in fighting the unseen enemy, without overlooking the usual health issues, problems, and concerns that need to be addressed. Let us continue to bring Iloilo City to the next level.
Gusto mo bala sa manamit nga donut nga dalon sa imo pamilya? Hindi ka na magbakal sa iban pa. Bungod bukas na para sa tanan ang Mars Pastries nga napahangtang sa sulod sang Ceres Terminal sa Barangay Kamaligaro, syudad sang Iloilo. Ano pang ginahulat nyo? Dali na! Mabakal na kita sa donut sa Mars Pastries. Pasalubong nga may pagpalangga sa imo pamilya. Mars Pastries. Barato na, manamit pa!
1, 6, 7, go!
Tacos, tacos, suke, presyong divisoria, tagpusang tubig, detreta,
DJ
Hello mga suki! Bukas na ang Sarjan Many Grocery kung sa diin makapamakal kamo kag makapangompra sang kinahanglanon sa sulod sang inyo balay. May baligya man sila para sa mga okasyon. Hindi na kamo kinahanglan magkadto sa banwa kag syudad. Gani ano pang ginaulat nyo? Bakal na!
DJ Obet.
Ano pang ginahulat nyo? Bakal na sa Sarjan Many Grocery.
Uswag spirit, we are continuously gearing up our services for the Ilonggos. Wheels for Inclusive Development and Good Governance is our roadmap in bringing our city to the next level. This sixth agenda platform composes welfare, health, education, environment, livelihood, and sustainability. With our ardent desire of attaining inclusive progress and making more promising practices, we continue to address issues through different projects and initiatives that truly make our wheels on the go.
When we first arrived,
Our roadmap, Wheels for Inclusive Development and Good Governance, has been the backbone of our mission in bringing our city to the next level. W, our first agendum among 6, stands for welfare. Efficient traffic management is one of the important aspects of this platform. Iloilo City prides itself being a walkable and bikeable metropolis, hailed as the most bike-friendly in the country. Its wide diversion road, complete with pedestrian alleys and protected bike lanes, attract attention, acclaims, and accolades from all over the place. Ilonggos and visitors can stroll along spacious sidewalks without eyesores and lighter sights of the busy streets because of less traffic, while bikers are safe in sharing the roads. Here are some specific actions made to achieve efficient traffic management. An intelligent transport system is in the works for a centralized coordination of related choke points and gray areas in the field. This is one of the major features of the iCare Command Center at Gaisano Business Hub. Iloilo City is creating its Traffic Academy for knowledge and training of traffic personnel and drivers through annual refresher courses. The initiative will be established at Technical Institute of Iloilo City, Barrio Obrero Campus. We will be the first LGU having this kind of program. City Hall has provided 20 motorcycles for traffic personnel to perform their duties and conduct check of road conditions, especially on areas that experience congestion. 20 bike patrols are doing regular rounds along Esplanade to ensure enforcement of public safety. 2 patrol vehicles are being used to respond to assess and address urgent situations. The Public Safety and Transportation Management Office, Task Force ASIS, and Office of Barangay Affairs implemented the road clearing operations upon the orders of the national government. Iloilo City's efforts got 83% rating from the Department of the Interior and Local Government or DILG. For the displaced sidewalk vendors, due to the clearing operation, they were provided a new space. Financial assistance was also given to them so they can start anew. As Iloilo City levels up, it also gets to face more concerns, especially with regard to traffic. The city government has sought the help of the Metropolitan Manila Development Authority or MMDA in crafting a traffic plan in August 2019. City Hall personnel attended a traffic management seminar with the guidance of scientific and engineering experts. Slowly but surely, officials are optimistic this will give resolution to traffic problems. Iloilo City is geared towards developing more open spaces and access for pedestrian as well as alternative thoroughfares for riding public. We ensure that our city is highly livable and has competent value for safety, peace, and order. Level up Iloilo City.
Treinta minutos na nakaligad sa alas 9. Balik kita sa atong pangalagan. Ipabatita sa inyo ang pahayag ni President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos nga dapat ang mga mangunguma mag-practice sa mga bag-o nga teknolohiya para man nga ma-encourage ang iban pa nga mga pumuluyo nga mag-engage man sa pagpanguma. No? Kag mangin na maayo ang produkto, maayo ang patubas, kag may makaganar sila sa nga maayo man nga tubo kag pag-harvest nila bala, no? Piyan man sa ilang pamilya. Yari si President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr.
We talked about the consolidation of the farmers. Dahil ang unang hakbang na kailangan natin gawin para magkaroon ng increased production at saka ibabang presyo ng produksyon ay kailangan i-mechanize. Hindi mo makapag-mechanize kung ang inaararo mo is only 0.6 hectares. Ganun kuminsan, ganun lang yung lupa. So, siguro, kuliglig lang ang pwede mong gamitin. Hindi mo pwedeng gamitin yung tractor na malalaki, which is very efficient. They can harvest 40 hectares in a day. So this is these are the kinds of things that we were talking about. Also the digitalization, so that we provide good data to our farmers, the farmer leaders, and mga cooperatives. So we are trying to consolidate the farms so that we can take full advantage of the economies of scale of the new technologies. Now, pag-usapan din natin, speaking of new technologies, is bringing down the average age of the Filipino farmer. And to do that, again, we engage them with new technologies because they will be the ones who will operate those systems, those new technological systems. And that will make it interesting for young people to come into the sector. So, in the end, ganun, yun ang aming pinag-usapan. Essentially, it was the consolidation, digitalization of the rice sector, and also it is essentially a roadmap to the eventual goal of reaching 97.4.
Galing rin sa nanhon ka mga mangunguma na tuon sa bago nga teknolohiya, pagpatubas nila baklon lang malang sa mga traders nga barato, nga way man niya nagahimo sa move ang mga taga Department of Agriculture, particularmente ang taga National Food Authority, useless man na sa gyapon. So dapat tani na ninguha ang mga farmers kung paano mapa-increase ang ila produkto, ang ila production. Dapat maninguha man ang aton nga taga NFA da sa pagpamakal sa mga palay, no? Baklon man nila sang may mapulopresyuhan man sang jutay, no? Kagkadto sila sa umato, hindi sila nga mga traders sa magkadto dito, instead nga tag 19 ang per kilo sang palay, baklon ng sa mga traders nga tag 11 per kilo. Kay kung hindi pagbaligya sa mga manguma ila pala ito, magbalaho to. Ha? Di ba niya mga traders siya mapisan nga magkadto sa umaga amo magpamalaklon. Di goya magabotong tag NFA tapos niya patubas, tapos niya nabaligyan na tanan-tanan. Dapat nga on the spot ara kamo. Ha? Para mga traders na nga nagapamakal barato, hindi nila pagbaraton ang mga patubas ng mga mangunguma. Dapat ara kamo tani gid, kamo ini ang magabulig sa mga mangunguma. So suno kay President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos, dapat encourage ang mga mangunguma, ang iban pa nga mga pumuluyo nga mag-upod sa ila sa pagpanguma. No, praktisan ang bag-o nga mga teknolohiya. So amo na gani silingta, sagad kita hambal nga amo ning teknolohiya, amo ning himuon ta. Pero kung hinali nga mag-ani na, hinali nga may patubas na, why man kamo sa gyapon nagaulpo tong mga taga Department of Agriculture sa ila to lugar. Ha? Ang mga traders niya, tagpila ka truck to ginadala nila para nga mamakal sa umay. Di kung ikaw abin tagiya sa umayda nga daway man pa ikaw baligyaan, kundi mapilitan ka sa pagbaligya sa mga traders nga nagapamakal sang barato nga humay. So amo na tani ang imuon nyo. Kay kung hindi nyo napaghimuon, ang mga pumuloyo, ang mga mangunguma, nagapigado na lang gid, hindi na makatibawas. 35 minutos na nakaligad sa alas 9. Kaya ang iba ng mga pigadong mga kabataan sa pagtuon, no? Kabit-kabit ilang mga score, ang ilang mga grado, laban-laban nga magpanguma na lang kamo, no? Kapin pa bi kung mga tamaran man magtuon, ang ilaya dito hala kapot sang mga cards, mapusoy sila, matungit sila, o kung ano pa da nga mga illegal activities ngay mo nila, sumahon, nagalaom ginikana nila, iliskwila sila, katapusan wala galigil-iskwila, mga tunto nila. Ha? So tanawan nyo bla, may ara subong nga surveyo, ang mass promotion of students kadto lang sa pigado nga learning kunong outcome ya pigado kay ti pasang awa mo di kun papasaron mo ina nga bata pagkatapos sa ulihi paubrahon mo wala sang may namangan mabutang sa lang-alang yang isa ka company yari si Justin Ragas, ang Executive Director sang Business for Education. Interview sang ANC.
Students are well. Is this happening for public and private schools?
So in our conversations, in the regional discussions that we did, we talked to public and private schools, but it is happening in both. But considering that more students are actually in public schools, right? You have about 28 million students across the country in public schools. That is also where it's very prevalent and pervasive as well.
Give us a bigger picture of what could be the negative effect of this practice of mass promotion.
So, as you shared, it's really just, as you described it earlier, it's really just students getting by or going through the system. whereby they jump or they move from one level to the next without really learning the competencies or mastering the competencies that they're supposed to be learning. So what happens then is that they move up grade levels and they're faced with more complex lessons. They're meant to learn more complex things, but the basics of literacy and numeracy they haven't mastered yet. So that really leads us to learners or graduates without the competencies that will prepare them for either higher education or prepare them for the world of work.
Right.
Another issue actually that arose is that because it's so prevalent and the practice has been so culturally ingrained, even students know this. And this kind of also has an unintended consequence whereby they take education lightly. And they feel that no matter what they do, even if they don't really put in the work, they will still pass because, they can just comply with certain requirements, or they might be made to do an assignment or do a project, and then they're guaranteed to pass and move up the career ladder. So it
like
also,
bonus work.
yes, bonus work, correct. So it's really a matter of compliance for many of those we've talked to on the ground, not necessarily like making sure they catch up and they learn. So it also has negative effects on behavioral, on the behavior of children or learners, because it doesn't teach them hard work, it doesn't teach them grit, it doesn't teach them how to even respect, the boundaries or the authority in the classroom anymore.
Because they know they're going to pass anyway.
Correct.
But what causes this? I mean, we have teachers that are supposed to be grading those students and monitoring if one student or a couple of students may not go up another level because he or she has failed the subject or a topic of the issue of the subject. Why is this happening?
So in many of our conversations, I think it's really, this is not new. In fact, this is something that has been happening, but not talked about, right? It's really just like a practice that's been going on, and it's been culturally ingrained where because of the lack of resources and because of many compounding efforts, and even teachers are overworked to the point that they can't do remediation. So all they really do is they just past students. But at the same time, we've also learned that this comes from some misunderstanding of the concept "no child left behind." As you know, this is something that DepEd has been pushing for or subscribed to, which I guess the phrase is more "no learner left behind," which became more pronounced, particularly during the pandemic, when the basic education learning continuity program was implemented. But the main concept talaga of no child left behind was really in terms of access, where 100% of Filipino students should have access to education. But if you think about it, if it's comprehend or if it's understood, it could be understood in a different way, right? By child left behind, meaning not
no one will
leaving
fail.
them behind. Correct. So it is that, I guess, that sort of misunderstanding which has to be really cleared out, because of course the DepEd also says there is no pronouncement to this. There is no policy or directive about this, and in fact they are even implementing measures for remediation. So there has to be now some alignment or some recommunication that, hey, we really need to remediate. We really need to also retain, if necessary, those students who have not mastered their competencies, because at the end of the day, it's also really the student that suffers.
Right. Thank you for clarifying about that no child left behind policy talks about.
Nabatian si Justin Raagas, ang Executive Director sa Education. No, may kantanan ini sa ila nga pag survey, no, pag check kung may pila ka mga estudyante, no, nga ginapapasar lang, pasang awa, pagkatapos sa ulihi, why gid sa may namangan. Amuna siling naton, sagad ka mo paningit biyabas, sagad ka mo yung panamang, no? Tapos papasaron ka mo, naling ara na mo sa aktual sa ubra, wala gid, sa may nabalaan. Kung ginapatuon kamo sa ginikanan nyo, tuon kamo. Hindi kamo sagad dinungol, hindi kamo sagad linagaw. Ha? Kaysa ulihi kamo gid ang mapinitin siya. Kamo gid ang kawawa kung wala na ginikanan nyo, wala na sa may nagaubay sa inyo, laban-laban hinulsulan nyo ina. So samtang ara pa ginikanan nyo, ara pang nagabulig sa inyo, tuduhin nyo toon. Hindi kamo sagad linagaw, hindi kamo sagad bulakbol da. Ha? Hampang-hampang, abi nyo sa ulihi, hampang-hampangan nyo lang inyong pagpangabuhi. Kung may partner ka na sa uli, mano ka? Obra lang sa construction hasta mintras? Obra ka sa kampo? Ay, tama kinit. Nagyan na sa inyo alagad? Ha? Nagyan na. Hasta karga tapas, ay, kabudlay. Katama. So, dapat tuon kamo. Himakas kamo. Hindi nga siling lagaw-lagaw, obra nyo, inom-inom lang dito. Tapos pa-check attendance lang kamo, why unod utok nyo, pigado ina. Samtang batak pa kamo, tuduhin nyo toon, sudlin nyo utok nyo. Ha? Sudlin nyo utok nyo para nga may ara man sabor, may ara man nga pasalamatan ang inyo nga ginikanan nga si Tuto, si Nonoy ay mabakas magali magton ginanglan tuduhan taman ni pangita sang kwarta para nga may gasto kita sila. Pero kung makita kamo nga wala pulos ang inyo pag-eskwela ay sino nga ginikanan nga mapisanan nga magpangita sang kwarta para igasto sa inyo. Kaya nga, way ka mo gatuluon. Ibanda temprano pag bulusong kay nga wais lang paminsar kung ano ang kabudlay sang ilang nga ginikanan. Ang ginapaminsar nila ang ila lang nga pitik sang ila tagipusoon. Tiko ninali abi magbunga na ang inyo nga ginapitik-pitik da. Ha? Sino na problema? Ginikanan nyo man sa gihapon. Ano madangtan nyo sulihi? Ha? Bangod sa early marriage, sa ulihi, ano mabutang nyo? Pigado. At sa bagay, may araman 4 piece. So, dapat paminsaran nyo sa mayo. Kung ginapatoon kamo, tuon kamo sa mayo. Ha? Hindi nga siling mapasar lang kamo bangod sa pasang awa lang sa maestra. Ay, mahuya kamo sa kalag nyo. Mahuya kamo sa ginikanan nyo. Sa dekada 90 sa St. Joseph School nga nagapamati, mayong gabi, salamat sa inyong pagtanaw pamati. Sa kay Ma'am Malo Nalupano, mayong gabi. Sa kay Ma'am Mueda, no? Ang maestra sa Iloilo City National High School, condolence sa pagtaliwan sang iyang Iloy. No, tagapagsangaan Pavia Iloilo. Ma'am Mueda, condolence kag sa upod sa imong mga kuturan dira, no? Condolence gid. Kag ato na to si Ma'am, si nanay mo sa babaw sa langit laban-laban na. Kay may mga kaayuhan man nga nahimo mo, no? Makon mo mga 90 anyos na. So bonus na, no? Kabay pa nga ubayan lang kamo sa gyapon nga raman si mama mo gatanaw si mo. So condolence ma'am. Kag sa iban nga nagahiwat sang kadlawan, happy birthday. Sa taga Valyacar Transit Incorporated, mayong gabi sa tanan nga katapos sa media nga nagamonitor, madamo nga salamat. Damo gid nga salamat sa inyo nga pagtan-aw kag pagpamati. Sa taga City High, mayong gabi. Sa taga Iloilo Doctors College, mayong gabi. Diraman sa IHAS sa main campus, mayong gabi sa inyo nga tanan. Sa pamilya Diaz, pamilya Yanson, pamilya Novera, sa pamilya Ighara sa Haliki, Siderio, pamilya Kalataro, Plaga, Gumbok, mayong gabi sa inyo. Diri lang kita kutob sa atong pagpangalagad. Sa kay Pastor Suyo, kag sa kay Aya, kay MJ, kay Amari, kay Andre, kay Toto Joy, mayong gabi. Kay Totong Lere, kag Subuman, kay Chiche, mayong gabi. Diraman sa mga kabataan. Sa kay Bibi, kag kay Toto Chalt. Inday Ritzel kag sa pamilya man maayong gabi sa inyo nga tanan. Diri lang kita kutob sa atong nga pagpangalaga upod lang kay Toto Boy Jeff kag sa taga Iloilo siya taga Isat University. Kay Sir Onyo Kunday maayong gabi man. Upod man kay Nonoy MJ. Ini ang inyo alaga Johnny Yanson Diaz. Madamo nga salamat kag mayong gabi Pilipinas para sa Iloilo Newsline.